Hello everybody and welcome back to LA Noire here, where we have to go investigate a couple of rings to a pawnbroker in relation to one of my previous cases, but also then go deal with another body, as Phelps is saying here.
The Emperor may soon have to come to terms with the fact that he's wearing no clothes.
Exactly. Did you get that book of riddles shoved up your ass, Phelps? Is that what your old man paid college tuition for?
I don't know what Phelps is on, because that was a weird saying. But yes, we need to go to the pawnbrokers and then go to this body, which has been found out by the rail yard somewhere.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
So we go to the pawnbroker first, and then because that's where we were told to go, and then we'll head on somewhere else afterwards in our snazzy police car. I don't think this is our actual car, but that's okay.
You've got to admit, this is looking odd.
Anyone could pawn a ring.
But if you take it along with all of the other indicators...
Cole, Hugo Moeller was identified by the school's groundkeeper. He's our guy.
Witnesses have fingered the wrong guy before.
He ran, for God's sakes.
And he always maintained he was set up.
See, I always thought the Hugo Moeller one was a bit of an odd one. I was never quite sure who actually committed that, if anyone actually committed that. So this is going to be an interesting one if these are the genuine rings from the pawnbrokers. But it may or may not be the actual rings. It could just be a ring, and we've been kind of misled to believe this is such a thing. But let's give it a go. Where are you, Mr. Pawnbroker? Oh, there he is. Maybe turn around, Phelps?
Detectives Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. You have a rose gold wedding and engagement ring?
David Bremner. Am I gonna get something for this pledge?
Nope.
Gave that bum money, now you guys are gonna leave me short.
How much did you give him?
50 bucks?
Try another number.
20?
Try 10. Feel lucky you're getting it.
I have the rings right here.
Okay, let's have a look. Is this the one we need? I'm not sure.
What's this mark here?
Maker's mark. Usually traceable. That one came from Hartfield's Jewelry down on Broadway.
Okay.
Tip.
I don't know if there's anything else to do with that ring. Let's try the other one. I think it will probably be this one more than the others.
Does this mark mean anything?
22 carats, I believe.
Gives you an idea of the quality.
22 carat gold. Interesting. Is that it?
What have you got on the guy who brought these in?
Goes by the name of Percy B. Shelley. Gave an address. 15 Poland Street, London, Tulare County.
Can you give us a description of the man who pawned these rings?
Not sure. Medium height, medium build. Dark hair, I think. Sorry. He just had one of those forgettable faces.
That's very
Be in
helpful.
touch, Mr. Bremner.
Okay, well, we did our best. Onwards. But that doesn't fill me with confidence, to be honest. Let's head up to the rail yard. But at least we've kind of got our first indication on those rings. So yeah, we'll be in touch with the pawnbrokers, then we'll see.
We have a problem.
We could have the local troopers check out the Tulare County address.
The address is bogus. Perp is having fun with us. The guy who's been sending the Dahlia letters is also the guy who pawned these rings.
How do you figure that one?
Percy Bysshe Shelley wrote the poem that came with the Dahlia letter. The Dahlia letters are genuine, and the man who killed Elizabeth Short may have also killed Huithril Muller.
And how do we prove that, Phelps? Skipper ain't gonna like this one bit.
We're gonna have to rely on this guy tripping up on his own vanity.
Which I'm sure we will eventually, because we're not going to be in the homicide forever. But it does suggest to me that he's a rather intelligent fellow who likes showing off to the cops and showing that he's not in custody. But now to the next murder, and is this one I can show you, or is this one I'm going to have to censor up?
Follow me.
We have to follow him to the crime
We should
scene?
keep this development with the rings under our hat until we speak with him.
We're all on
Agreed.
the same team, Rusty.
Chain of command, Phelps. The skipper will decide who needs to know. Got it?
I get it, Rusty. I just don't like it.
Well, the coroner's here, but we knew that because there's a body. Is this one I can show? Yes, I think so. Well, she's very much dead.
I look after all the rail depots.
What have you got?
The Negro, Nelson Gaines, called it in. I came down here to make sure him and the other guy, Jameson, stuck around.
Jameson found the body.
Something like that. Guy makes me sick.
We'll talk to the coroner. Keep an eye on both of them.
Okay, so Jameson is someone we're going to have a talk to. Interesting. Now, where is Carruthers? We'll get to everything in a little... Oh, there's Carruthers. Sorry. I apologise, Carruthers. Oh, maybe don't step on the body, Phelps.
What have we got here?
White female, approximately 40 years of age, lipstick smudges on the face, but no writing, at least nothing legible. A blunt force trauma to the temple, nose, and eye regions. Ligature marks point to the probable cause of death being strangulation.
Any idea of the time of death?
From her temperature, after midnight would be my guess.
Interesting. Another strangulation, but I don't know if it's going to be the same or not. We'll get to the body in a second. Let's have a look at other things first. It's usually a good place to start, and then I do the body last.
It's a chit for personal items, not booze. It's an angle worth investigating.
Evelyn Summers. That's presumably the poor lady's name. And then from there we can kind of work on what's next. We also have a bar, cigarettes for a bar, and an address. Mentions bar.
Will remember her.
You know, it's remarkable how many kind of cigarettes or matches with bars addresses on them Cole Phelps finds, and that leads him to the case. Okay, what do we have? Let's start with the big letter and then maybe the other one afterwards. Dear Evelyn, I hope this letter finds you in a better way than when we last parted. Bitter words were exchanged. You had taken too much liquor, and we both know what that makes you become. I'm not writing to harass and accuse. I'm writing to apologise. I was heartbroken seeing what had become of my little girl and what she's doing to herself. You're destroying your body and your soul with liquor, Evelyn, and it's hard for me to watch than you can imagine. But only God Almighty
Get her to come home.
above us has the right to judge, and so I beg you for your forgiveness. I've been in contact with this place in Connecticut on your behalf. They say your condition is an illness, Evelyn, and that it can be treated. You only need to check yourself in, I presume, rehab. Sad. What else do we have? The Keystone Film
Go over
Company.
to the lot and see what they know about her.
Okay.
That's going to be difficult, Cole. Keystone Studio lot closed back in 41.
There's presumably still a site or something, but we'll have to see. But given this is called the studio secretary murder, it makes sense that it's probably something related to that.
What are you thinking, Ray?
The city
Ray,
keeps
that's your
tossing
name.
us dead bodies. We're just running to catch up.
Is that all Ray has to say? Ray clearly doesn't have a lot to say, that's for sure. There's something here. Interesting.
Nope.
Apparently it's not of interest. At least not to good old Cole Phelps. Okay, let's check the body. This doesn't to be a huge amount of evidence. They do normally mark these things before we arrive. Before we go to the body, can we... Yeah, there's a big impact injury here. Or a big blood spray, for sure.
The carriage. She must have been struck while standing up.
Yeah, suggesting she was hit by something along the way. But then after that, we'll have to see. Okay. Let's have a look at the lady herself. Okay, a ring has been torn
Another
off.
missing ring.
So this could...
I've been swabbing a lot of bare fingers recently.
And very broken nails there. Suggests that she wasn't in... It means that she might have tried to fight back or something similar.
The smell?
Very good. There is the usual evacuation smell, but it appears she's been living rough for quite some time.
Very strong smell of alcohol.
Well, the autopsy will tell, but I would assume that she was inebriated.
Can you be
Oof.
more exact about the time of death?
No later than 2 a.m. The state the body was in, a 1 or 2 hour window is the best I can do.
I mean, given the cutscene we saw, she looked fairly intoxicated. Anything there on that finger? It doesn't, on that hand? It doesn't seem so. Anything else? I think we've got everything that we can. Okay. That's that done, and let's move on to the witnesses, I think. Let's start with you over here. Are you Jameson?
Detective Phelps and Galloway, homicide. Can you tell me exactly what happened?
We were shutting cars over to the main line when I saw this man here lying on top of this woman.
Excuse me,
the
what?
woman wasn't moving and seemed to be in a bad way.
What time was this?
About 7:30 this morning, sir.
Thanks for your help. Have you given Patrolman Hart your details?
I have, sir.
Thank you. You can go now.
Okay, sir. We need to have a chat about what you were doing lying on top of this woman when she was very clearly dead.
Detective Phelps, LAPD homicide.
John Ferdinand Jameson.
We need you to answer some questions, John.
If you don't mind, I prefer Ferdinand.
Don't push your luck, knucklehead.
What were you doing to the body, Ferdinand?
Are you sure you won't be upset?
I'm sure I will be.
Ferdinand.
I was kissing her.
Oh, come on.
It's not against the law.
Shut up.
There's no law against it.
Like
There almost certainly is a law against it.
Ferdinand.
There almost certainly is a law against it. Oh, come on. Like, John Ferdinand Jameson, you're going to have a lot of explaining to do. Okay.
Is this yours, Ferdinand?
No. I found it near her purse. I thought she could use some lipstick.
Rusty, stop. Don't hit him.
No, keep hitting him. Please keep hitting him. Hit him till you can't hit him anymore.
You found the body?
Yes, I did. I work here. I was coming off shift and headed home.
Oh. I'm going to have to press you for more than that because you are a suspicious fellow and what you've been saying is a real issue.
Why didn't you report the body, Jameson? Do you know how this is going to look to a jury?
A jury? What gives? I could tell that she was dead.
Oh, you're a
I came through
creep.
here about midnight last night. She wasn't here then.
Let me belt him again.
Please belt him again. So she died sometime after... Well, we know she died roughly around 2 a.m, but we know that she wasn't there at midnight. Because while this guy might be a creep, I do actually believe him that that was the case.
You went through her purse?
It wasn't like she needed it. I took a look.
He's looking remarkably kind of straight at me, whereas the previous one he was looking, oh, manners are shifty. And I believed him that he took a look. I don't know why. I don't think I have any reason to doubt that.
Did you take any money?
Wasn't any to take. I found her lipstick and her matchbook over on the mat. Not much else.
You're under arrest, Jameson. We'll see how this plays out. Until then, you can think a little on how you'd like to be treated if you were found dead.
I'm telling you, it's not illegal. Me and some friends of mine...
Thank you, Rusty.
Clyde, you get this sack of shit into a cell. I'll deal with him later.
Sure, Rusty.
I like Rusty. But come on, man. Like, really? Surely there was a law surrounding these things in... I mean, it was the 1940s or kind of 1940s, 1950s. Maybe not, but still. Oh, dearie me. That's a rough start to the case.
Phelps, badge 1247.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need an address on Levine's Liquor. Closest store to the Santa Fe Avenue rail yard, if possible.
Just a moment, Detective. Closest store would be the one at 939 South Hope Street.
Thank you.
Okay, the liquor store. I'm guessing that's just because she was found drunk, but I can't really see what other reason we would have for doing that. Once again, we will be taking the coroner's car just to annoy Carruthers.
You're behind the wheel.
Fine.
Yeah, we'll go to the liquor store first, and then we'll go to the bar afterwards, I think. Although maybe...
You've got to be kidding. We're driving this? You read that those goddamn Chinese want to sell the relief food that we're sending them?
Yeah, I read about that.
Those people are starving. They can't do that.
Want to sell the food to fund the civil war against the communists.
Really? Guess that's okay then.
Anything to fight the communists in America.
Spend all all your money on weapons, but you still have to have the will to fight. Fortunately, the Reds will win in China.
Watch your mouth. You know what you're saying?
The
The
people of this
truth?
country overthrew a king. You think the Chinese will balk at an emperor if they are starving?
It's a fair point that Phelps makes, is that, well, you can buy all the weapons, but if your men don't have the energy or the morale to use them, nothing will come of it. And of course, we all know how that ended out. Okay, here at the liquor store, and of course, there's that sausage cart in the background, or hot dog stand, I should say. Sausage cart sounds a bit off, to be honest. Is it closed? No, it's open. Good.
What can I do for you?
LAPD, Phelps and Galloway. We're making inquiries into the murder of Evelyn Summers.
Evelyn? She's dead?
You knew Evelyn Summers, Mr.
Robbins. Yes,
Mr.
I knew
Robbins.
Evelyn. I was a good friend of her ex-husband. She kept some of her stuff here.
Can you show us, please?
Sure. Come this way.
Please don't run. Also, impressive liquor store. Okay. What have you got for me back here, sir? If anything.
Might get solved a lot quicker.
Rusty, just
He's
be
joking,
quiet.
Mr. Robbins.
I don't think he
She
is.
kept a bed here, but I probably shouldn't have let her.
Oh, of course. She was sleeping rough, wasn't she?
We'll take a look around.
She was sleeping rough, that makes sense. And this man obviously cares for her, but, cares for her to some extent. I don't know how many possessions she had. This is presumably Evelyn and someone. Maybe the friend, the family friend? I don't know. Okay, we have
She wasn't always such a loner.
a photo with some friends. And something else. This Alcoholics Anonymous?
Evelyn
No.
was reading Aristotle.
Evelyn wasn't stupid. The only stupid thing about her was her need to drink.
Okay, let's see if there's anything more
And
inside.
she's borrowing books from Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Griffin McCaffrey, he might be someone to have a listen to, or talk to, I should say. Is that everything from here? Phelps. Phelps really got stuck there. I should have walked back in the same corner. No! No, Phelps! Right, okay. Having got Phelps unstuck, we're back
Guessing
here.
Evelyn hadn't held down a job for quite some time before she was killed.
She kept her kind of studio plaque or something similar. And we also have a bowling pin of some kind. Which clearly means something to her, otherwise she wouldn't have kept a random bowling pin.
Rawlings Bowling Alley.
Rawlings Bowling Alley.
Maybe Evelyn
Interesting.
did something other than drink in her spare time.
Maybe she was a pro
I know
at
that
bowling.
place, corner of 9th and Grand. A lot of cops bowl there on Tuesday nights.
We could give that a go. But I think we'll go to the bar next. This time, let's not get stuck in the corner, Mr. Phelps. Please, thank you. And we'll head on our way. Does this man have anything else for us? He's here just checking some stock. Here we go. What's your relationship with
You
Evelyn?
and Evelyn close, Mr. Robbins.
Not many people will be sad she's gone. I'll be one of the few.
Do I have a reason to doubt that? Oh, I don't know. He might just be upset. I'm going to say truth.
We got the impression that Evelyn had been sleeping rough of late.
It became difficult for me to have her staying here. Her mother was trying to get her back on the straight and narrow. She's old now.
That's what the letter will be about.
To be honest, you have to have a good reason to want to get back on.
Contact with the
We're
victim.
trying to account for Evelyn's movements yesterday.
She came by in the morning.
A social visit to pick up some of her things?
She had a couple of bucks and bought a quart of rye.
I don't know. He's shifting around. Like, he's still looking fairly proper, but he's shifting around a bit more. And he's swallowing it. I'm going to say doubt.
She was an alcoholic and your friend, and you still kept
No,
selling
you got that
her
wrong.
booze.
You ever try to stop an addict, detective? Better me than having her buy methylated spirits from the hardware store.
That's a fair point. And do you know anything about
You
McCaffrey?
know a friend of Evelyn's by the name of McCaffrey?
Not personally.
He's looking shifty.
We're struggling for leads, Robbins. Did she know McCaffrey?
She idolized him. From what I gather, the feeling was far from mutual.
I think we're going to have a little bit of a chat with this Governor McCaffrey.
You could see how it would appeal to down-and-outs like Evelyn.
Okay.
Thanks for your help, Mr. Robbins.
No problem. Hey, I'd like to make arrangements for the funeral. You think I could get in touch with Evelyn's mother?
Put in a call to the watch commander at Central Station, Mr. Robbins. He'll be trying to reach the next of kin.
Thanks. Get the guy, huh?
I feel sorry for this guy. He clearly
never hurt anybody.
Clearly just wanted to look after her, and he's now just received news of her death. All rather sad, all things considered. Okay, let's get out of this buggy store and head on to... I think we'll go to the bar next, then we'll go to the bowling alley afterwards. I don't know if that's the best option, but it's the option we're going to take. Do they have anything to say? No, they don't this time. They normally have a little bit of expositional dialogue between scenes, but not this time. But definitely I think Grover McCaffrey is kind of the lead suspect, and we don't really have any other names at the moment. Normally we are given kind of a couple by this point, but clearly not this time. Right.
Drink, fellas.
Phelps, Galloway, homicide. We need to ask you some questions concerning Evelyn Summers.
I'm Walter Mensch. Evelyn Summers? What is it now?
You knew Evelyn?
As well as I wanted to know Evelyn. She's a pain in the ass, always coming in here, cadging drinks, never had any money. She was in just a couple of nights ago.
Did she ever tell you where she was staying?
I don't know. I think she was living rough. She had that kind of stunk about her.
Who did she drink with?
A bunch of these guys. Ask around.
Right.
You a friend of Evelyn Summers?
Who's asking?
Very cute. You know who's asking.
I know my rights.
You don't have any. Answer the question.
Evelyn mooches for drinks. I don't have any time for that.
Was that so hard?
Keep writing me, copper.
People are so antagonistic. It was only you who else is here?
Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Ah,
Mind
you're
if I ask you some
McCaffrey.
questions, Mr. McCaffrey?
I'm just a starving writer, detective. What do you want to ask about?
Evelyn Summers, and why she was found beaten and strangled in the rail depot on Santa Fe.
Okay. I see your point.
Oh, you don't
How
like this
well
guy?
did you know her?
I can't say that I knew her. It was more like I was aware of her.
Okay, relationship with the victim.
Barely knew Evelyn?
Yes, that is correct.
That's a lie because we've got a book with your
You're
name
lying,
on it.
McCaffrey. You look down your nose at Evelyn, but you knew her, and you have some idea of what happened.
I hope you're holding aces.
Oh, I'm holding lots of aces.
I barely knew the woman.
We have the book with your name on it. Yeah, book inscribed Grover McCaffrey.
Why would you lend her your book on metaphysics if you only knew her in passing? It was more than that. A Renaissance man like yourself, lending his books to his acolytes.
She hounded me about that goddamn book, and then she lifts it from my apartment and lies to my face that she didn't take it, as if she could even comprehend any of it.
Huh.
I saw her go into a hotel with Tiernan last night. They had booze in a paper bag.
Tiernan.
He's your man.
Who's Tiernan?
Do you have a criminal record, Mr. McCaffrey?
Nothing serious. I've had a few skirmishes.
Do I believe that? I don't think I do. I'm going to go for doubt.
Do you want to save me some time, or do you want me to look up your file?
Industrial disputes, strikes, workers' rights, that kind of thing.
Oh, I don't believe you for a second.
Nice to meet you, comrade.
Thank you for the information, Mr. McCaffrey.
Okay, onwards. Although I do think he's a rather suspicious
You're behind the
gentleman.
wheel.
But let's go to the bowling alley
Where are we headed?
and work from there. I don't know if I like Mr. McCaffrey there on this book.
Car 11K, Car 11 King, KGPL.
11 King.
A message from Captain Donnelly. Return to Central. Go to.
11 King, en route. Let's not keep the man waiting, Phelps.
Okay, back to Central. Why are we going back to Central? What does Central have for us, I wonder? Maybe something to do with the rings or something else? I just don't know. Either way, I imagine it's not going to be good news. We'll have to see. What does the captain have for us? Captain Donnelly, I think his name is. Okay, here we go. Where is he?
The captain is downstairs with Ray Pinker and Carruthers.
And Carruthers. Blimey. Well, how do we even get downstairs? How do we get downstairs? No. At least Rusty knows where he's going, because I don't. Right, I don't think we need to go to technical services. We can go in here.
What's this about, Captain?
Ray and Mal have some concerns over the Henry and Muller cases, which I don't want aired outside of this room.
The evidence is solid, Captain.
I agree, Rusty. It's just that corpses keep piling up.
Copycats.
I've been banging the same drum. But the notes and the lipstick messages.
Evelyn Summers, Cartel Classic Carmine. Each woman, same brand, same color.
Teresa Terrelson didn't have a lipstick message.
Technically, you're right, Rusty. She didn't have any lipstick, but she did have a message. We found it beneath her dress, scraped with a sharp stick.
What did it say?
You sure you want to know?
Ray?
As far as we can be sure, it said cunt BD.
That's one way of looking at it.
Looking at what?
BD.
Cunt is all about access, Phelps. You're married, so yours is mortgaged. Some of us like to pay by installments. This guy doesn't like to pay at all.
Why are you so angry, Mal?
Because I just had to fire one of my assistants. He was a friend of Jameson's. God knows what he might have been up to.
Captain, we have good leads in the Summers case, but it's up to you to decide how we proceed.
Keep this under your hat for now. And to follow up on Evelyn Summers, I want daily reports.
You got it, boss. Let's get going. Oh god, I just had a red light. If one of Carruthers' assistants was a friend of Jameson's, so we know what Jameson's...
Get an address from McCaffrey to his lonely bar. I'll meet you outside.
Like, given what we know Jameson was doing to the body of Evelyn Summers, and Carruthers' assistant might have been doing the exact same, that's incredibly worrying.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
Badge 1247.
How can I help, detective?
How could I help, detective?
I need an address for a grown.
It's because it's always the same. It's the same voice lines at the beginning.
McCaffrey. Apartment 6, 126 Yale Street, between Ord and Alpine.
Gotcha. But I think we'll go to the bowling alley first, and then eventually we'll go on to Grosvenor McCaffrey.
You can drive.
And where exactly are we going?
There's a lot to do in this case, that's for sure. Bowling alley next, and then we'll head on to Grosvenor McCaffrey's place. Whether he's there or not is a whole other question.
Let me pose a question.
Depends. What you got to do with it?
Morals.
Would it bother you to put the wrong person away?
Depends.
On what?
On whether anyone except the poor son of a bitch in the slammer ever found out.
Can't say that's the logic I would hold, but it's certainly understandable logic. Rusty Galloway always had a kind of fairly simple way of looking at things in terms of right and wrong, but he's that kind of man, I think. Please tell me we get to play some bowling. I doubt we do, but it would be fun to see Phelps try to bowl. And actually Galloway for that matter as well. Can we get ourselves a strike?
Hello, Rusty. Two on your usual lane?
I'm Detective Phelps. Homicide.
You must be new. What's your shoe size?
8, like everyone else's.
We're conducting an investigation, ma'am. Do you know the name Evelyn Summers?
Sounds like I should. Oh, maybe it could be Jimmy's friend.
Jimmy?
James Tiernan.
Tiernan. Tiernan.
To a lady after work. Stuck in my mind. Because she was much older. Too old for him.
Where can we find Jimmy, Florence?
He'll be hopping around the lanes toward the back.
Thanks, ma'am.
Okay, let's go find Tiernan. Because, I mean, I still think McCaffrey's the guy. But he did mention Tiernan, and now we're hearing about Tiernan again. By the way, I can't. I want to see if I can get in the way of someone's bowling ball. This is important. Are you going to bowl, sir? He is. Excellent. Oh, I can't go on the bowling lanes. I wanted to block his shot. Never mind. Let's go find Mr. Tiernan.
Tiernan? LAPD!
Oh, he's going to run, isn't he? Are we chasing him, or is he going to get in a car? He's definitely going to get in a car, isn't he? Yep. Well, grab a car of some kind. It's remarkably useful how you can just start the ignition in any car, and it's not locked to anything. That was a cheap. That was a cheap shot at Rusty Galloway.
Or a middle-aged individual with the need to feel virile.
Come here, we'll catch up to him.
You gotta get me closer.
Galloway lost his hat.
Another runner. Well, at least we've got a suspect.
Why do they always run? I'm sure he's got the wrong.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel about Phelps. Why do they always run?
Your theories are not airtight by any means.
They always run. Can't they just?
Clean this asshole off the road.
Can't we just have like a normal situation where we just catch up to them and then we just kind of chase him from behind? Oh, he's going across the park. Oh, this has gone badly wrong. I'm aware, Rusty. I'm aware. He went through the park. Try to catch up to him. Madam, get out the road.
Whoa, looks like we're going into the tunnels.
God damn it, he'll kill
himself. Into the tunnels?
Right,
oh, God.
Kill this. I'm okay with it.
There's trams here. That's not good. At least we're catching up to him.
Damn it, the train up ahead.
Oh.
Watch out, Cole.
I don't know which side it's coming from.
Joyride is over, kid. Now is not the time to play around, Phelps.
I don't know where the... I can't turn around to have a look at where the train is coming from. Oh, there's a tram there as well. No! Oh, we need to not get hit by this tram right behind us. I can hear it.
I'll try to shoot out his tire. Wish me luck.
Oh, come on. How is he still going? Come on, we must be nearly there. Let's take him out.
That is the end of that. It's about fucking time.
Or is he going to get hit by the car? Go on. Get hit by the car. Oh, they stopped it. That was a tough chase. Get out of the car. Get out of the goddamn car. Jesus. Okay, once we've dealt with him, then we need to go find McCaffrey. Why do they always run? They always run. They seem to always run in this game, and I never know why. Right. Maybe put your gun away, Phelps. We're no longer in an active chase.
I need to go over the
Let's
case notes.
go to McCaffrey, and then I think that will probably be our two suspects, and we'll go back to the police station, I reckon. Okay. The question is McCaffrey going to be there, or is he going to run as well, like everyone else does? We shall see, but I imagine he's going to run, because everyone seems to run in this game for reasons best known to themselves. But let's hope not. He's got a swish apartment, though. Right, where is he? Please don't run. We know he's in apartment 6, so we don't really need to check. But I presume apartment 6 was going to be maybe upstairs somewhere. Rooms 5 and 6 this way. Is anyone going to be home? Let's just kick in the door. He doesn't seem to be home. But we might be able to collect some evidence in the meantime. Ah, here's the here's the other half of the letter. If he's got that, that's a real big clue.
Found beside the body. At the very least, I'd say it ties McCaffrey to the scene.
You wouldn't take that unless you'd done something strange, like kill someone. One of his books, that's okay. There's a bloody shirt and a bloody pipe here. I feel like we've got to, at this point, we've got to tie this to McCaffrey, surely.
He said he was at home. He said he didn't know her. And we have the book.
But it's also from Rawlings.
I see Carruthers argue his way out of this one.
But it's also from the Rawlings bowling alley.
Is that you, Grosvenor? Who are you guys? What are you doing in here?
We're from the LAPD, ma'am. Do you know where we might find McCaffrey?
I'm his neighbor. Is he in trouble?
Look,
yes.
Lady, we need to find him, and in a hurry. Are you going to give me trouble?
He has a pigeon coop up on the roof. He spends his mornings up there when he's been drinking.
How do we get up there?
Down the hall and up the stairs.
Okay, we'll go there next.
Drunk and in command of a carrier pigeon. Surely we can write him up for that. A citation at least.
I want to check the shirt, because we didn't check that last time. Some very pixelated blood. I'm surprised that's not giving us a new bit of evidence, but it's quite clear that he's done it. Because I don't think Tiernan would have the capability to kind of... I don't think Tiernan would have the capability to do such a thing. How do we get up here? Presumably up the stairs. Up the stairs. That would be a good start if we were trying to get to the roof. We just have a pigeon coop. I thought you were him, but either you're not. How do we get to the roof? This looks like a way to do it, I think. Is he going to be here? He is here. Please don't run. Please don't run.
Grosvenor McCaffrey!
Why do they always run?
Sit down and we'll talk.
Why do they always have to run? No, Phelps, what are you doing? Get down the stairs. Oh, Phelps, you idiot. He's ages away now. Up the stairs we go. Where's he gone? Oh, he's definitely hiding, isn't he? No, he's right there.
You a runner, McCaffrey? Stay and fight the good fight.
Can we shoot him? I don't know if we can. Why do they always have to run? Come here. I can't remember how we used our gun. Where's Rusty? He doesn't need to be doing anything. Come on, we're so nearly there. We're so nearly there. Oh, we were so nearly there. Come here. I'm coming after you. I'm nearly there. I'm nearly there. Come on. So close. Tap, tap, tap. Tackle, 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 tackle. Oh, hey. Gotcha.
You're under arrest on suspicion of murdering Evelyn Summers.
Yeah, punch him again. God, this whole case has just been full of creeps. From Jameson to Grosvenor McCaffrey.
We need to get downtown and wrap this thing up.
I mean, Tiernan, I don't know if he's a creep or if he's just...
Tiernan set him up.
Unless Tiernan set him
I
up.
don't think that asshole Jameson could have done it, do you?
I don't think Jameson did it. I think he's a weirdo.
It wasn't that Dahlia fuck.
How do you know that McCaffrey didn't do the Dahlia?
We have a list of over 200 suspects. His name was never on it.
If you think the list is exhaustive, Rusty, who am I to argue?
Listen, let's just work the case at hand, shall we? Then we can sit down and put all the puzzle pieces together at a later date.
I'll hold you to that.
I mean, Tiernan might have set him up, but I think the evidence is a bit too overwhelming on McCaffrey at the moment to kind of suggest it might be anything else, but I'm not entirely sure. Okay, let's wrap this up. I think we'll speak to Tiernan first, and then we'll speak to McCaffrey afterwards. The skipper's here.
Stick with one of these suspects, gentlemen.
It's either McCaffrey or Tiernan, sir. I think Jameson is an aberration.
All right. I'll deal with that degraded lunatic myself. He's got some fearful retribution.
I quite like the captain.
Tiernan isn't one, McCaffrey isn't two. I want a confession from one of them. Don't fail me, young fellows.
Well, we'll start an interview room 1. Simply because it's got the number 1 in it, so that feels like a good place to start. Hello, Tiernan. Why did you run?
Why did you run, Tiernan?
I was the last one to see Evelyn that night. I knew you would think it was me.
Right. Relationship with the victim.
Describe your relationship with Evelyn.
I barely knew Evelyn.
Well, that's a lie, because we've got the victim last seen by the lady. I mean, even McCaffrey can use McCaffrey's testimony.
Keep lying to me and I'll have you charged and in front of a grand jury before your feet touch the ground.
How can you possibly prove Evelyn and I were more than friends?
Well, we've got the victim last seen. You were the last person with her.
McCaffrey gave you up, Tiernan. He says he saw you go into your hotel with Evelyn.
I met Evelyn at the public library. We would read for a while and then go for a drink. Last night, we went back to my hotel room and had some more to drink. I must have passed out. I woke up and she was gone.
What time was this?
Around midnight, maybe later.
And there's no one who can confirm this.
No, there isn't. I knew you wouldn't believe me.
Right, victim. Again, access to the murder weapon. Let's try that next.
No, I don't.
Have access to a lug wrench?
No, we use a lot of them to clear jams in the pin setting machines.
He's still looking sketchy, but I don't know if we have a. We've got this tire iron, but I can't prove it's his, so I'm going to say doubt.
Coroner's report says that Evelyn was killed with a wrench. I think you did it and then planted the evidence at McCaffrey's apartment for us to find.
We went to his apartment. McCaffrey was up on the roof. Evelyn stole the book. McCaffrey went crazy when he found out. He said he would put her out of her misery. He can be very cruel.
Yeah, I'm gathering that already.
Aristotle's Metaphysics, the book that belonged to McCaffrey.
McCaffrey saw her looking at her once and laughed in her face.
And you're saying Evelyn stole it?
She wanted something of his.
Do I have reason to doubt that? He's looking fairly straight at me. I'm going to say he's telling the truth.
You don't like McCaffrey, do you?
No. Oh, we got that wrong, damn.
He's full of the common man routine, but he props up a bar like the rest of us. Evelyn thought he was going to be a great novelist. He had nothing but vitriol for her.
Evelyn was missing a ring from her right hand.
That's strange. She always wore it. Big black circular disc with a white E in the middle. It was made from an old typewriter key, present from the prop department at her old movie studio.
We're going to talk to McCaffrey. You need to think about what you've told us, Tiernan. You're not in the clear.
Right, I'm still not overly convinced that I don't know who it is yet, but let's go speak to Mr. Grosvenor McCaffrey over in interview room 2. I don't know why they can't put the interview rooms together, but I guess not.
You ready to answer some questions?
You think I have all the answers?
People who run from the police usually have something to hide.
That's a fair point.
Touché, detective. Let's see where this takes us.
I don't like you. Alibi,
Evelyn
please.
died sometime around midnight. Remind me, where were you?
I was at home, writing. I'm working on a manuscript.
Oh, that's clearly a lie, but I don't know if I have... Okay, pawned rings, no. Vagrancy, missing ring, time of death, torn letter, movie lot job, lipstick, book, visual last scene, Tina's education. I don't have anything tying it to him, so I'm just going to say doubt.
You're going to need to do better if you don't want to swing for this.
Oh, dearie me.
I was having a political meeting in my apartment.
Cheese and crackers for the 5th columnist.
Some of these people will corroborate your story.
I won't give up names of party members.
Good. It's your funeral.
Well, you got that wrong. That's not good.
We found the lug wrench that Evelyn was battered with in your apartment, and the note from her mother, and your blood-stained clothing. We have you cold, McCaffrey.
You think if I could be bothered to murder Evelyn Summers, I would be stupid enough to leave the evidence in my apartment?
Oh. I don't know what to hit him with now. I'll say doubt again.
If it was planned
Oh my
for
goodness.
some evil mastermind.
Cannot get this right at all.
You got a name, McCaffrey?
Tiernan. Who else?
I was under the impression you thought Tiernan incapable of tying his own shoelaces.
Right, that didn't go very well. He's a hard man to read. Please don't trap me in again. We can call... Why do we need to use the telephone?
Operator, give me R&I.
What do we need now?
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
Phil, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need the jacket on a Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Just a moment, Detective. McCaffrey was formerly under surveillance by the Red Squad. Convictions for petty theft. Dishonorable discharge from the Army during training at Syracuse. Assault on a local woman. Says he almost beat the woman to death.
Well, that's...
Thanks for your help.
Surely that's overwhelming evidence. But I just want to go back and speak to Mr. Tiernan again. I want to see if he's got anything else for me. I do think it's got to be Grosvenor, though. You got anything else for me?
What do you think?
You don't.
Put the heat to one of them, Phelps. Your choice.
Right, well, looks like we can't do anything more with Tiernan for the time being, so back to Grosvenor. Military service.
In the war?
Yes, I was. Seeing the things that I saw. It changes a man. I came back here determined to change things. All I wanted was a pen and an opportunity to speak out.
You told us
You seem
before that
obnoxious.
had only minor run-ins with the police. You didn't mention petty theft.
I've never been in trouble for violence. That's the salient point here, isn't it?
Nope, but you do. That's a lie.
You're lying, McCaffrey. You have a history of violence towards women.
How do you turn a couple parking tickets and a petty theft misdemeanor into an assault charge?
Well, we have your rap. We have your criminal record.
We know all about you and your dishonorable discharge, beating some poor woman near to death in Syracuse. You've never been in combat, McCaffrey. Your whole life is a fraud.
She was a goddamn peasant whore. She tried to steal from my wallet. I could have fought for this country. I could have...
You beat her because she stole from you. Because she tried to outsmart you.
The ignorant audacity of the bitch. What is a man supposed to do? Sit there and take it?
Yes.
How is a man supposed to call himself a man?
And Evelyn Summers, a poor, drunken nobody, stole your book.
And she got what was coming to her.
That's it. We're charging him.
Grosvenor McCaffrey, I'm charging you with the murder of Evelyn Summers. She was a sad lady who never hurt anyone except herself. I hope God finds a way to forgive you.
I don't think they will.
Congratulations, boys. You bagged the fine catch. Another red to boot. Grand. Now, I want you to put this business about a repeat offender out of your mind. This McCaffrey creature shows no remorse, and neither will the grand jury. You would have to walk a long mile to find a better candidate for an unmarked plot in a prison graveyard.
We did do very well with our questions, to be honest. But it does seem like he did it this time, just from kind of what he was saying there at the end about people who steal things from him. Clues found 15 out of 17, questions correct 9 out of 13. Not perfect, and with some city damage. Grosvenor McCaffrey can write a tell-all memoir from his cell on death row. Okie dokie, what's next? Another flashback, it seems.
We have lost most of Shaughnessy and Dunn's squad. The gunny is dead, first platoon is in worse shape. That medic is either crazy or the bravest man alive.
Can we rally with the first and try for the Nambus?
It's sheer to the left. To the right, it goes right through a pass with 2 Nambus and Infilade.
Mate,
we can lose everyone.
Lieutenant! Get back off this fucking bridge! They'll start walking the mortars back to their own positions! We only have minutes!
I'm in charge here, Sergeant!
Get your men off the bridge, Lieutenant!
What's your unit, Sergeant?
We don't have time for this, Lieutenant!
What's your unit, Sergeant?
I company 22nd Marines, Lieutenant, and we just saved your ass by fording the river.
My orders are to reconnoiter the...
I think
Maybe get off the bridge?
You have 10 men left! My orders are to save what's left! Move out!
Lieutenant Cole Phelps trying to be the big boss when everyone else seems to be making the more sensible decisions. But here we go, the Court of Moon Murders. What have we got now?
Well done, lads. You did well with the Summers case. But we have a problem. The examiner received a new letter today.
Do you mind if I take a look, Ray?
Go right ahead. They've both been rinsed in gasoline like the previous letters, so I can't lift a print.
Okie dokie, what have we got? 3 things now. Let's start with this one up here. Looking wander up to heaven, while yet the music pealed along, I hid myself within a fountain in the public square, where I lay like the reflex of the moon, seen in a wave under green leaves. Not sure what that's supposed to mean. Poetic works of Percy Shelley. Another clue.
Which hope thinks infinite, to forgive wrongs darker than death or night.
It's another poem or something like that. And BD, find me where I hid myself.
If the note
Interesting.
was a Dahlia maniac, he definitely also killed Teresa Terrell.
Mal and I agree.
But where does that leave us? If this is the Dahlia killer, and he is responsible for the Tarrelson murder, not to mention the Muller
Hang
case.
on a moment, Skipper.
Let me finish, Rusty. We have 5 birds in hand and none in the bush. The department will not survive a scandal if we have to let them all go without catching a fiend first. Your careers will be over for a start, gentlemen.
Looking in wonder.
Ah, fuck it.
While yet
I
the
knew this
music
run was too
pealed
good to be
along,
true.
I hid myself within a fountain in a public square.
You like that stuff? What is it supposed to mean?
It's supposed to... Forget what it's supposed... What does he want it
Where are
to
you going with this, Cole?
He's obviously taunting us. He believes he's far more intelligent than we are.
Okay, it's some kind of story, right? A guy that God hates, chains him up.
It's an allegory, Rusty.
A what? Story with 2 meanings. A symbolic meaning. But that's what he wants us to think.
Could he be using it literally? Within a fountain in a public square? Could it be that easy?
Can somebody tell me what the fuck is going on?
The fountain in Pershing Square. Come on, we have a clue. Captain, thanks, Ray.
Be careful, Phelps. This is his game you're playing now.
Right, we need to go to a public square, and lots of poems and stuff, it seems, that we're going to have to discover and look for. That could be quite a long trail to follow, but all of that comes soon. This has been LA Noire, at least for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye. Bye bye.